Sometimes the sea gives back what it has taken, not as it was, but as a question. A single rusted wheel, tangled in a net at dawn, a fisherman's puzzled stare, a secret whispered in corroded iron. For Henry, in her quiet museum of forgotten things, it wasn't a puzzle. It was a memory. Her hands knew that curve. Her heart knew that loss. One wheel became a key, unlocking a faded headline from 1965, a grainy photo, a name swallowed by a storm. Thomas.
This spike right here confirms the location. We deploy the ROV.
The story began with an ending, a flash of lightning, a bridge groaning, and a dark shape sliding silently into the hungry, churning black. The sea closed over him, and for decades he was just a ghost story, a legend rusting in the dark. But a wheel had surfaced, and where there is one piece, there must be more. It started as lines on a map, a theory, a team brought together not by gold, but by grief for a lost piece of history. A marine archaeologist, a salvage master, an engineer who remembered steam. They listened to the sonar's heartbeat, painting a picture of the murky deep. Then the descent, a robot's eye piercing the green gloom, lights sweeping over a landscape of strange shapes and shifting silt. The search was a held breath. And then, a shape. Not a rock, a structure, buried. A silhouette that made the whole room go still. A gentle nudge, a cloud of sediment, and as it cleared, the outline of a tank engine, sleeping under a garden of anemones. Time had tried to make him part of the seabed. Coral grew from his funnel. A crab made a home on his wheel. The mechanical arm reached out, a fingertip of steel, and wiped the mud from the buffer beam. And there it was, faded but defiant. The number 1. It was him. After all the years, in the cold and the dark, it was him. But he was so fragile. A tap sent a blizzard of rust flakes swirling into the void. The metal was a whisper. To touch him was to risk him dissolving into memory. The question hung in the pressurized air of the ship's lab. Could the ghost be...
The full wreck site is mapped. Thomas the tank engine is half buried, a permanent part of the seabed. Coral...
Smaller parts undergo the same process in smaller tanks. The red rust is slowly converted back to stable black iron oxide, a chemical rebirth.
Look at this layer, Henry. It shouldn't be here. That deep.
It confirms our fears about the spread.
Test status, red. Sample failed.
The final tally, 58% reusable. 42% must be made anew.
Reassembly begins. The straightened frame is the foundation. Newly manufactured axles and wheels are fitted, the first bones of the new body.
Hydraulic rams apply pressure to the rebuilt frame. Strain gauges monitor the stress. The needles hold steady. The structure is sound and strong.
It's close, but the density is slightly off on the left side.
Right there. That matches the patina perfectly. Let's confirm it.
The inspection is complete. Absolutely flawless. It is perfect.
Welcome, everyone. As you can see, Thomas has a very happy face. And look down here at the big wheels that make him go choo-choo. Yeah.
I remember reading about this exact piece. The currents here were unbelievable.
It really brings the whole story to life, doesn't it?